my blurb. Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to Bhaktiville, where we read Srimad Bhagavatam every Friday night. In the past few weeks, we've been reading about Narada Muni's early life. Last week, we read that Lord Krishna, after Narada Muni had meditated in the forest, appeared to him and then left. Lord Krishna says in text 22, "O virtuous one, you have only seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me, because the more you hanker for me, the more you will be freed from all material desires." End quote. In the purports, Srila Prabhupada explains this process of devotional service. Bhakti is the means and the end. It purifies us and is the impetus to do more, and ultimately deepens our feelings of love. We're on Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 25. You'll find that on page 334 of the PDF or page 301 of the book that we're using. So before we get started, please let me offer my obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. And please accept my humble obeisances. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripasindhupyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord all over the world and universes. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So before we get started, let's chant those 4 verses that we sing beforehand. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim swarasvatim vyasam Tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridyantasto Yabhadrani Vidhunoti Suhritsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Jai. All right, so again, we're on we're on Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 25, page 334 of the PDF or 301 of the book. Everybody good? Yes? So far, no one's joined us on Zoom, so just to let you know. It's just us in the recording. Bhakti Mimulus, if you could move the plate on the screen, or the viewer rather, to plate 22, I think we're on, or 20. We'll find out, somewhere around there, 20. Move it to 20 and we'll see what happens when we get there. Text 25, call and response. Etavad uktvo pararama tanmahad. Etavad uktvo pararama tanmahad. Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram. Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram. Aham cha tasmaye mahtam mahiyase. Aham cha tasmaye mahtam mahiyase. Shirshna vanamam vidade nukampitaha. Shirshna vanamam vidade nukampitaha. All right, let's do the whole thing all together. And as Kandita said earlier to me, this is a gnarly one. So, Etavad uktvo pararamatan mahad. Bhutam nabholingam alingam ishvaram. Aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase. Shirishnavanamam vidade nukampitaha.
Oh, you sang that perfectly.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. Tavad uktvo paramatan mahad. Bhutam nabolingam alingam ishvaram. Aham cha tasmai mahatam mahiyase. Shishnavanamam vidate nukambita.
Excellent. All right, word for word. Etavat, thus, uktva, spoken, upararama, stopped, tat, that, mahat, great, bhutam, wonderful, nabalingam, personified by sound, alingam, unseen by the eyes, ishvaram, the supreme authority, aham, I, cha, also, tasmai, unto him, mahatam, the great, mahiyase, unto the glorified, shirshna, by the head, avanamam, obeisances, vidate, executed, anukampitaha, being favored by him. Translation. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head. Again, this is Narada Muni speaking. Purport. That the personality of Godhead was not seen, but only heard, does not make any difference. This is such an important sentence. Seen but not heard does not make any difference. The personality of Godhead produced the 4 Vedas by his breathing, and he is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is the sound representation of the Lord, and there is no difference in identity. The conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistently chanting the transcendental sound. So when we're chanting, we're hearing, but we're seeing, right? Because there's no difference. Krishna's there. I heard something the other day about that. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, text 26, call and response. Namanyantasya Attatrappa patan lamanyan tasya attatrappa patan Guyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Kuyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. Gam Paryantams Tushtamana Gataspriha. Oh no, aha there. Gataspriha Gam Paryatams Tushtamana Gataspriha Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha. All the way. Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha. All right, the whole verse. Kandita says, that's amazing. Oh, about that seeing and hearing, I agree. It's awesome. I mean, when Prabhupada talks about that Krishna can do anything with, any part of his body, it doesn't really occur, to me at least, that hearing is the same as seeing, because he's that. Okay, here we go. The whole verse all together. Namanyantasya hata trapatan Kuyani Badrani Kritani Chasmaran Kam Paryantam Tushtamana Gataspraha Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha. I have to take a big breath for these long verses like that. Okay, Kandita.
Okay. Naman, see, Namanya Yan Tasya Hata Trapta Tapatam Guyani Badrani Kritani Chasmaran Gampaya Tushtamana Spreha Kalam Pratiksan Vimalo Vimatsaraha.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, now that we don't, I remember when we used to sing these with Srila Prabhupada, it was like this huge machine behind us, right? So we couldn't slow down. We had to go all the way through. And I would do it every once in a while, but not very often, because it felt like there was this huge army of people behind me singing it at the same time, right? So here we can slow down and repeat whatever, not a problem.
This has a nice rhythm to it. Goyani Badrani Kirtani Chasmaram.
Yeah,
Nice.
I agree.
Poetic.
Yes. And we don't really realize that how poetic all this is in Sanskrit. It's hard to make all these things like the patan, smaran, spriha, vimatsara. They're working it there. They're doing poetry here. All right, word for word. Yeah.
There's two villages in South India where Sanskrit's spoken as regular language, as that's the local language. And it's very different from scriptural Sanskrit, which has all this grammar and poetry in it. But that's like the language of these two villages. Isn't that cool?
It is very cool. Yeah, there's no Sandhi in spoken Sanskrit. All the rules are Sandhi, the grammar rules. There are no grammar rules in spoken Sanskrit.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Nope. They just get to say it. They don't have to worry about all those things. So, yeah. So, when you notice that in the word for word, the words are different than what's in the verse, it usually means there's some sort of Sandhi going on there. So like my favorite example is Purusha and Uttama. So they would say Purusha Uttama. They wouldn't say Purushottama, which is the Sandhi.
Right.
So they
What'd you
wouldn't
say?
do that.
What's that word? A Sunday? What?
Sandhi, Sandhi. 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 That's the grammar rules of Sanskrit.
Oh.
Purusha and Uttama. The
Right.
and the U together turns into an O. That's
Right.
Sandhi. That's Sandhi. Sounds like
Oh.
Sunday. It's Sunday. No,
Yeah, I
it's,
never heard that before.
yeah. So, Purushottama. All right, let's go through the word for word. Namani, the holy name, fame, etc. Anantasya, of the unlimited. Hatatrapaha, being freed from all formalities of the material world. Patan, by recitation, repeated reading, etc. Bhuyani, mysterious. Padrani, all benedictory. Kritani, activities. Cha, and smaran, constantly remembering. Gam, on the earth. Paryatan, traveling all through. Tushtamanaha, fully satisfied. Gataspriha, completely freed from all material desires. Kalam, time. Pratikshan, awaiting. Vimadaha, without being proud. Vimatsaraha, without being envious. Okay, so just in these last two words, so Vimadaha turns into Vimado when Vimadaha encounters the V in Vimatsaraha, the aha turns to O. So that's a Sandhi rule. But if you were speaking this, you wouldn't do that. You would just say Vimada, Vimatsaraha. So there's an example right there, what I'm speaking about. Translation. Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble, and unenvious. Purport. The life of a sincere devotee of the Lord is thus explained in a nutshell by Narada Muni, by his personal example. Such a devotee, after his initiation by the Lord or by his bona fide representative, takes very seriously chanting of the glories of the Lord and traveling all over the world so that others may also hear the glories of the Lord. Such devotees have no desire for material gain. They are conducted by one single desire, to go back to Godhead. This awaits them in due course on quitting the material body. Because they have the highest aim of life, going back to Godhead, they are never envious of anyone, nor are they proud of being eligible to go back to Godhead. Their only business is to chant and remember the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord, and, according to personal capacity, to distribute the message for others' welfare without motive of material gain. Text 27. Call and response. Evam Krishna Mater Brahman. Evam Krishna Mater Brahman. Well, this next one is just all one great big long word, so we'll do it all together. Nasaktasya malatmanaha. Not too hard. Kalaha. Oh, not just kala. Sorry. Pradurabhut kale. And I just want to point out this pradurabhut. It's not pradurabhut. It's a B with a little bit of a breath. Kala pradurabhut kale. Taditsau damani yata. These are all short lines, so we'll do it all together. Evam Krishna Mate Brahman na saktasya malatmanaha kala pradurabhut kale tadit saudamani yata.
Okay. Evam Krishna Mate Brahma Nasaktasya Malamanaha Kala Pradurabhut Kale Tadit Saudamaniyata.
Excellent. All right, word for word. Evam, thus, Krishna Matehe, one who is fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna. Brahman, O Vyasadeva, not, asaktasya, of one who is attached, amalatmanaha, of one who is completely free from all material dirt. Kalaha, death, pradurabhut, become visible, kale, in the course of time, tadit, lightning, sadamani, illuminating, yata, as it is. Translation. And so, O Brahmana Vyasadeva, in course of time I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna and who therefore had no attachments, being completely freed from all material taints, met with death as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously. Purport. To be fully absorbed in the thought of Krishna means clearance of material dirts or hankerings. As a very rich man has no hankerings for small petty things, so also a devotee of Lord Krishna, who is guaranteed to pass on to the kingdom of God, where life is eternal, fully cognizant and blissful, has naturally no hankerings for petty material things, which are like dolls or shadows of the reality, and are without permanent value. That is a sign of spiritually enriched persons. And in due course of time, when a pure devotee is completely prepared, all of a sudden the change of body occurs, which is commonly called death. And for the pure devotee, such a change takes place exactly like lightning, and illumination follows simultaneously. That is to say, a devotee simultaneously changes his material body and develops a spiritual body by the will of the Supreme. Even before death, a pure devotee has no material affection due to his body being spiritualized like a red-hot iron in contact with fire. So this is an image we can think of when we see, now that it's summer, when we see lightning and thunder. We can think of this change just like that. Text 28, call and response. Oh, here's a note. Ollie, it says, Ollie and I saw lightning. Oh my, lightning very close last night. Scared us both, yes. It is scary. I remember when my daughter was really little, we had a huge thunder and lightning storm outside, and we sat out on the porch, and I kept her in my lap and the whole time and just watched it. It was just so amazing. I haven't seen a real good storm like that for a long time. Bhaktiville says, but that would be a quick death. Oh, to get struck by lightning? People don't die when they get struck by lightning. But I like the image, though, of the change from material body to spiritual body. Boom, just like that. All right, text 28. Oh, he says, oh, quick death depends on how powerful it is. Yeah, I guess it would. You're right. Text 28. Prayujamane Mayitam Prayujamane Mayitam Shudham Bhagavatim Tanum. Sorry, it seemed like a short line. Arabda karma nirvano, arabdha karma nirvano, nyapatat panchabhautikaha, nyapatat panchabhautikaha. The whole thing all together. Prayujamane mayitam shudam bhagavatim tanum arabdha karma nirvano nyapatat panchabhautikaha.
Prayujyamane maitam Shudham Bhagavatam Tanum Arabdha Karma Nirvano Nyapatat Panchabhautikaha.
Thank you. All right, word for word. Prayujamane, having been awarded upon, mai, on me, tam, that, shuddham, transcendental, bhagavatim, fit for associating with the personality of Godhead, tanum, body, arabdha, acquired, karma, fruit of work, nirvanaha, prohibitive, nyapatat, quit, panchabhautikaha, body made of 5 material elements. Translation. Having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of the personality of Godhead, I quit the body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruit of results of work, or karma, stopped. Purport. Informed by the personality of Godhead that he would be awarded a transcendental body befitting the Lord's association, Narada got his spiritual body as soon as he quitted his material body. This transcendental body is free from material affinity and invested with 3 primary transcendental qualities, namely eternity, freedom from material modes, and freedom from reactions of fruitive activities. The material body is always afflicted with these 3 inebrities. I like that. A devotee's body becomes at once surcharged with the transcendental qualities as soon as he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. It acts like the magnetic influence of a touchstone upon iron. The influence of transcendental devotional service is like that. Therefore, change of the body means stoppage of the reaction of 3 qualitative modes of material nature upon the pure devotee. There are many instances of this in the revealed scriptures. Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj and many other devotees were able to see the personality of Godhead face to face, apparently in the same body. This means that the quality of a devotee's body changes from material to transcendence. That is the opinion of the authorized Goswamis via the authentic scriptures. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that beginning from the Indragopa germ up to the great Indra, king of heaven, all living beings are subjected to the law of karma and are bound to suffer and enjoy the fruitive results of their own work. But only the devotee is exempt from such reaction by the causeless mercy of the Supreme Authority, the personality of Godhead. So I was curious about this Indragopa, what that referred to. So of course I started looking. So Indragopa is a ladybug, and known for its red color. But this reference comes from Brahma Samhita 554, and here's a translation of that verse. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead, Govinda, who regulates the sufferings and enjoyments of fruitive activity for everyone, from the heavenly King Indra down to the smallest insect, the Indragopa. That very personality of Godhead destroys the fruitive karma of one engaged in devotional service. So we've got, King Indra and the Indragopa, from one extreme to the other extreme. Krishna is managing all of that. All right, so text 21, plate 21. Here it is, finally. We're on text 29, and the text on the plate says, at the end of the millennium, Narada entered the body of the personality of Godhead. So I'll read the verse and see what he's referring to. Call and response. Kalpanta idam adaya. Kalpanta idam adaya. Shayane vasyu tanvataha. Sorry, my voice went out there. Shayane vasyu tanvataha. Shishaishor Anupranam. Shishaishor Anupranam. Viveshentar Aham Vibhaho. Viveshentar Aham Vibhaho. And the verse altogether. Kalpanta idam adaya. Shayane Basyu Dandataha. Shishaishor Anupranam. Viveshentar Aham Vibhaho.
Kala pantam idam adaya shayanem basya udan bataha shishayishor anupranam viveshentar aham vibhaho.
Great, thank you. Word for word. Kalpante, at the end of Brahma's day, idam, this, adaya, taking together, shayane, having gone to lie down, bhasi, in the causal water, udanvataha, devastation, shishayishaho, lying of the personality of Godhead Narayana, anupranam, breathing, vivishe, entered into, antaha, within, aham, I, vibhoho, of Lord Brahma. Translation. At the end of the millennium, when the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana, lies down within the water of devastation, Brahma begins to enter into him along with all creative elements, and I also enter through his breathing. Purport. Narada is known as the son of Brahma, as Lord Krishna is known as the son of Vasudeva. Personality of Godhead and his liberated devotees, like Narada, appear in the material world by the same process. As it is said in Bhagavad Gita, the birth and activities of the Lord are all transcendental. And the verse for that is Bhagavad Gita 4:6. And he says, although I am unborn, and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So therefore, according to authorized opinion, the birth of Narada as the son of Brahma is also a transcendental pastime. His appearance and disappearance are practically on the same level as that of the Lord. The Lord and his devotees are therefore simultaneously one and different as spiritual entities. They belong to the same category of transcendence. So we have about 5 minutes left before the Zoom meeting ends. So we will just read this next verse and then we'll conclude. So text 30. Sahasra Yuga Paryante, Sahasra Yuga Paryante, Utayidam, Sirikshataha, Utayidam Sikrishastat. Sorry. Sisrikshataha, Utayidam Sikrishasataha. Boy, I cannot say that. I'm going to Utayedam sis rikshataha. There we go. Marichi Mishra Rishaya. Marichi Mishra Rishayaha. Pranebhyoham Chajagnire. Pranebhyoham Chajagnire. All right, all together. See if I can get that second one in there. Sahasra Yuga Paryante Yatayedam Sirikshataha Marichi Mishra Mishraya Pranebhyoham Sajagnire.
Beautiful. So, excuse me. Sahasra Yuga Paryante Uttayandam Sishrikshataha Marichi Mishra Rishaya Pranebhyoham Jagnire.
It was really a tongue twister, wasn't it? All right.
Yeah.
Word for word. Sahasra, 1,000. Yuga, 4,300,000 years. Paryanti, at the end of the duration. Uttaya, having expired. Idam, this. Sisrikshataha, desire to create again. Marichi Mishraha, rishis like Marichi. Rishayaha, all the rishis. Pranebhyaha, out of his senses. Aham, I. Cha, also. Jagnire, appeared. Translation. After 4,300,000,000 solar years, Brahma awakes to create again by the will of the Lord. And all the rishis like Marishi, Angira, Atri, and so on are created from the transcendental body of the Lord. And I also appear along with them. Purport. The duration of a day in the life of Brahma is 4,320,000,000 solar years. This is stated also in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says in 8:17, by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. So for this period, Brahmaji rests in Yoga Nidra within the body of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, the generator of Brahma. Thus, after the sleeping period of Brahma, when there is again creation by the will of the Lord through the agency of Brahma, all the great rishis again appear from different parts of the transcendental body, and Narada also appears. This means that Narada appears in the same transcendental body, just as a man awakes from sleep in the same body. Sri Narada is eternally free to move in all parts of the transcendental and material creations of the Almighty. He appears and disappears in his own transcendental body, which is without distinction of body and soul, unlike conditioned beings. So we'll stop there because our Zoom meeting is ending in 1 minute. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me do this. All glories
Thank you.
God. You're
All
welcome.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. And that's really amazing about